Hello everyone and welcome to Sharp Dress Gaming. I'm your host Richard and today we are here with a new team of 6 and it's going to be water type Pokemon this time. Now, as you may know if you've been watching the series, this isn't all based on competitive use or design. It's a mixture of the two of them, plus memories I've had of the Pokemon in the past from the show or from the games or whatever. But these are my top 6 favorite Pokemon. It's like a top 5, but it's called Team of 6 because I have 6 Pokemon on a team. Get the reference, get the connection of the two. But yeah, these are my top 6 Pokemon. But I'd like to know yours, so leave them down in the comment section below. Top 6 water type Pokemon. Let's get ready, and here we go. Now, our number 6 slot today was a little hard to choose from. There's so many different water types, so all of them are unique. I thought of Feraligatr maybe, Swampert, all these just Gyarados, all of these different water types. But in the end, Greninja did actually win out the number 6 water type today. Now, Greninja came to us in 6th generation and is arguably, there we go. So you just have to say it fast. Arguably, the best starter for competitive use, and some people say design as well. So Greninja got the Torrent ability, as all water starters do, but also got the hidden ability Protean, which again arguably is one of the best hidden abilities in the game, or abilities in general. What Protean does is it will change the typing of the Pokemon according to the type of attack they use. And since Greninja's move pool is so huge and diverse, he can become almost any type. He can between his attack being a base 95 and special attack being 103. You can either run a physical or a special Greninja, and the speed being a base 122 makes him hit fast and hard. So with special Greninja, I prefer to run Scald. You can also run Surf for your water. Ice Beam, Dark Pulse, Extra Sensory. Those are some of the Grass Knot. Those are some of the main special attacks seen on Greninja. And you can also run the physical one, the Power Up Punch, Rock Slide, Acrobatics, Night Slash. Those are some of the more commonly seen physical attacks. He gets priority with Shadow Sneak and Water Shuriken. Both those are physical, unfortunately, though. U-Turn's another physical move he used. I forgot about U-Turn. It also gets setup moves or hazard moves like Spikes, Toxic Spikes, and Map Block, which is seen in double battles quite extensively to get that protection off, and it turns Greninja into a fighting type. Now, the only types Greninja can't turn into outside of using hidden power are Fire, Electric, Steel, Fairy, and Dragon. So there's 5 out of how many different types are we at right now? 17, 18 types? That's not bad at all. Like I said, you can use hidden power to get all those typings though, so technically Greninja could be any type that you want. So yeah, and also, yeah, let's get something straight first here. Greninja Froakie was my first starter that I chose from the Kalos region. Originally, I was kind of on the fence with all 3 of them. Fennekin was my favorite for sure, and then Chespin, and then Froakie was actually last. It wasn't until Frogadier and Greninja came out that I decided that I wanted to start with them. Just because I thought they had the overall best design, and they turned out to be the overall best starter from that generation, in my opinion. Now, Greninja also got announced for the Super Smash Brothers, the next game that is coming out. Everybody was expecting Mewtwo or Lucario, which Lucario did get announced, but everybody was expecting Mewtwo to come back. Personally, I am super happy Greninja's in it. I would have loved Mewtwo, but Greninja, I think, will fit in the series quite well. And I'm for sure going to be trying him out. I'm more of a Charizard guy because I like the big, heavy, hard hitter for Super Smash, but I'm going to try Greninja out for sure, and he is number 6 today. In our number 5 slot today comes a Pokemon from the 3rd generation. It is Crawdaunt. Now, when I first saw Crawdaunt, I knew I was going to love him. Just a giant crayfish. I loved Kingdra. I love Crawdaunt even more. Another water dark type for you here. Something I normally don't do with these guys, I've been meaning to, but especially with Crawdaunt, I want to read the Pokédex description from X and Y. This kind of caught my eye here. From X version, it is a ruffian that uses its pincers to pick up and toss out other Pokemon from its pond. From Y version, loving to battle, this Pokemon pinches all Pokemon that enter its territory with its pincers and throws them out. What is that? A ruffian? This Crawdaunt's a ruffian, just causing all sorts of delinquent problems. And then, of course, he throws them out of the pond, which is just crazy. This is Crawdaunt picking them up and just Crawdaunt throwing them out. I love Crawdaunt's cry. And then Y version, he pinches them, gives them a little pinch, and then he throws them out of the pond. I just thought that was hilarious, so I had to read those for you. But moving on to the more important things. Crawdaunt gets Hyper Cutter and Shell Armor, and I believe it's 6th gen. I don't think he had in 5th gen. He gets the hidden ability Adaptability, which makes Crawdaunt super good. What Adaptability does is it gives an extra boost to all attacks that are the same type as Crawdaunt. So all water type and dark type moves are going to be getting a boost plus their normal stab boost that they already get. So things like Waterfall, Night Slash, Crab Hammer, Crunch, Aqua Jet are all getting a boost. And Crawdaunt also gets Dragon Dance this generation. You can run Hone Claws if you want Swords Dance. I prefer the Dragon Dance. He gets Avalanche, apparently, which I don't think would be that great on Crawdaunt, because Crawdaunt's kind of frail, so he can't take a hit when Avalanche is a negative priority move. And he also gets Superpower. But the biggest thing to come out of this generation for Crawdaunt was the boost to Knock Off. Now, as everybody knows, Knock Off's super overpowered this generation. I think it's base 65 now, instead of, what was it, 40 before? Knocks off the item, gets the boost from knocking off an item. Plus, Crawdaunt gets Stab for it being a Dark-type move, and then an extra boost because of Adaptability. Crawdaunt has the strong... I'm pretty sure Crawdaunt... don't quote me on it. I'm going to say it, though, so quote me on it. Crawdaunt has the strongest base knockoff damage, attack damage, of any Pokemon in the game, I'm pretty sure. Because I think, like, Bayonetta hits pretty hard, but it's not Stab or Adaptability. I'm trying to think of who else would be really good with knockoff that you can compare it to. Yeah, I can't think of anybody. Dark types. Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, it's Crawdaunt. Crawdaunt's got the biggest base damage. So, definitely try off a knockoff Crawdaunt if you haven't. I'm sure you'll be overwhelmed by how much damage it does. That plus design, number 5. In our number 4 slot today is another 3rd gen Pokemon with Walrein. Now, Walrein is an ice and water type, and I believe it's the perfect Pokemon representation of a walrus. Just all that extra whiskers and fur he's got coming out of his face, super cool. Loved the design right away. I knew I had to go get a Walrein. Of course, they're only in, Shoal Cave, so I had to go trek my ass up through there and get a Walrein. But yeah, usually every time I play 3rd gen games, I have to go get a Walrein. Skip over Swampert and all the other water types just so I can get a Walrein. Now, Walrein gets the abilities Thick Fat, Ice Body, and Oblivious. Now, all those abilities work perfectly fine for a competitive Walrein, mostly Thick Fat or Ice Body. Walrein's used more as a tank, boasting a high HP of 110, defense of 90, special defense of 90, and nothing to laugh at with a special attack of 95 as well. Now, some notable moves for Walrein. Super Fang, just to get the opposing Pokemon down to 50 HP, and that doubles, or not 50, it does half of what their HP is. So if they're at 100, it would be 50%. But double that up with Toxic works really well. You can also use Yawn, Stockpile to increase your defense, special defense, Scald to hopefully get the burn so that your defense stat can kind of take over, Rest, Sleep Talk, Blizzard, and Encore. Blizzard works especially well if you have the Ice Body ability, because you're going to be trying to set up that Hail to try and get the recovery plus Blizzard, which is going to be hitting every time. So it's always a good choice if you're going for the Ice Body kind of regenerator kind of setup. But yeah, there's not much more else to say on Walrein. Really like the design. Cool stuff all in all. Both I wanted to touch on this. Both Walrein and Crawdont, coming from 3rd generation, made Team Aqua super cool to me personally, because like what did Team Magma even have? Camerupt and Numel? Maybe Slugma. They didn't really have any fire-type Pokemon used, whereas Team Aqua had Walrein, Crawdont, Sharpedo, Corphish Carvanha. They didn't really use Celio or Sophia. I don't even think they actually used Walrein in the game. It was more the anime, as you can probably see from the screen right now. But yeah, Walrein just brought some more extra coolness, I guess you could say, to Team Aqua, and he is number 4 today. In the number 3 spot today comes one of the leading ladies of the channel. You haven't seen her much yet, but I'm sure you're going to see a ton of her in the future, and it is Milotic. Now, Milotic is a mono water type, boasting the abilities Marvel Scale, Competitive, and Cute Charm. Now, while my favorite is Marvel Scale, Competitive can be used quite well. When a stat is dropped on Milotic, its special attack goes up by 2, so that brings its already 100 base special attack up 2 stages. It's pretty devastating if you get hit by that. Now, Milotic, Marvel Scale, if Milotic gets hit by a status condition, it increases its defense. Now, its defense is 79 before that, so once it gets increased, it rivals its highest stat, Special Defense, which is at a base 125, making this just a incredible wall to try and deal with. Now, Milotic has some what's it called? Reliable recovery with the move Recover. I prefer Rest because it ensures that status condition on you, and then you can use Sleep Talk to try and get off a Scald or an Ice Beam, or even a Dragon Pulse if you want to run Dragon Pulse. Milotic was known as one of the biggest dragon killers in 5th generation, along with Mamoswine, but now that the Fairy typing is around, it's kind of fallen down a little bit, but I still think Milotic is one of the most competitive Pokemon. One of the best competitive Pokemon. Sorry, not the most competitive. And I've been using it quite a bit lately. I absolutely love the heck out of Milotic. The only thing I don't like is the stomach bulge it has. In some of the pictures, like the one that was on the screen to begin with, you can't really tell. But especially in a lot of the trading cards, it's just got like a huge bulge, like it's carrying a bunch of eggs. I don't understand why they put that when it's supposed to be the most beautiful Pokemon, but even in Kalos, they understand it's the most beautiful Pokemon, where Milotic aren't native. In that mansion, there is the Golden Milotic. By the way, if anybody wants to donate a Golden Milotic statue to Sharp Dress Gaming, I will gladly take it. Even though I don't have room for a giant Golden Milotic statue, as much as I would appreciate one. But yeah, Milotic's just incredibly amazing. I was never able to find a Feebas in game. I actually stumbled across one in Wonder Trade once the Pokebank came out. So thank you whoever Wonder Traded me my first Feebas. I use it all the time now. Paige Milotic's going to be around for quite a while, I'm sure, and she's going to be wrecking house. So Milotic, finishing up, hopefully, the Gen 3 Pokemon on this list at number 3. In the number 2 spot today is the ladies' Pokemon Golduck. I say that because of the anime. One of my favorite episodes from the Pokemon anime is the Golduck episode, Bye Bye Psyduck, where Misty finds that Golduck. But let's stay on task here a little bit. Golduck is a mono water type, unfortunately. Golduck's one of those ones where I always thought it was part psychic, but it is just a mono water, so maybe a mega evolution with psychic. Hint hint, Game Freak. But yeah, Golduck's abilities are Damp, Cloud 9, and Swift Swim. Nothing really amazing for Golduck. I guess Swift Swim would probably be the best one. Cloud 9 can work, I guess. Cloud 9 and Swift Swim kind of counteract each other, though. That's kind of funny. I like that. But Golduck's move pool isn't the greatest either. His attack's 82 and his special attack's 95, so I'm sticking to the special attacking moves, though he can be a physical attacker. Some good ones are Surf, Psychic, Ice Beam, Calm Mind, and Focus Blast. That's really all you ever see on Golduck. They don't really run anything else. Maybe a Hidden Power every once in a while, but after Hidden Power got its base damage drop in 6th generation, you don't see it as much on Pokemon now. Whereas the last generation, it was a utility on almost every Pokemon. So Golduck, unfortunately, is kind of, how do I say, subpar right now. I feel like I don't want to go too much into what I think his Mega could be, because I think that's a topic for a different series. Whereas this is just like a top 6 water types, team of 6, if you will. But Golduck is basically there for his design. Love Golduck. Wish he was a little more useful. Of course, I haven't really run Golduck in competitive yet. I should probably try that out before I start bad talking him. But yeah, Golduck is number 2 today. And last but not least, in our number 1 slot today is Kingdra. Now, Kingdra is a water dragon type, the final evolution of Horsea and Seadra. One of those Pokemon that came around 2nd generation to add on to the evolutionary lines of Pokemon from the 1st generation. Now, Kingdra is just absolutely amazing. Swift Swim, amazing ability. Sniper, amazing ability. Damp, don't use Damp. But, Kingdra can be run both special and physical. I actually forgot to write down his stats here. Do I have them? I do have them. His attack stat is 95, special attack also 95, and defense 95, special defense 95. So he's kind of evenly spread with his stats. Speed's 85, HP 75, so they're a little lower. But Kingdra is really balanced, which adds to his usefulness in the competitive scene. So Swift Swim Kingdra works better with doubles, whereas Sniper Kingdra is better in singles, but they both do well in both settings. Kingdra is probably one of the only Pokemon I can think of, maybe, what's his name? Can't remember 5th gen, 4th gen Poison Dark type. What's his name? The Scorpion guy. Drapion, I think he gets Focus Energy as well, and the Sniper ability, but that's really the only time you ever see Focus Energy, which makes sense for Kingdra having it, because Focus Energy was something in the writing of the game in 1st generation, made it actually bring down the probability of critical hits, so they fixed that 2nd gen. So it makes sense that a 2nd gen Pokemon, Monster House Pokemon like Kingdra would have that. But Dragon Pulse is super good. I'm going to stop saying things are super good. I'm just going to tell you what are good attacks for Kingdra. Dragon Pulse, Dragon Dance, Surf, Ice Beam, Flash Cannon, Waterfall, Outrage, Draco Meteor, Iron Head. Gets that Steel type move to combat the fairies that came in to kind of check them. And I also have Yawn on this list. Now, I have Yawn because it can be used competitively, but also Kingdra's Pokédex description describes that he can, it can create sea storms just by yawning. So that's just shows you the power of Kingdra. He can yawn and create a whole storm of his own. Kingdra's design's amazing. He's kind of a leafy sea dragon. Dragalge did it better as a leafy sea dragon, but Kingdra was there first. He's seahorse, leafy sea dragon kind of mixed thing. But yeah, Kingdra, absolutely amazing. Design, stats, move pool. Overall, Kingdra, absolutely amazing, and that's why he is #1 today. And that was our Team of 6 Water-type Pokemon. Now, again, be sure to leave your Team of 6 down in the comment section below. And next week, get ready for the Team of 6 Electric-type Pokemon. Thank you for joining us, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye!